Joshua Gagne, and I want to tell you a little bit of myself. So, I started off actually as a community college student. I was in high school and I was looking to take six AP classes, and I decided that wasn't quite for me. At the time, I chose to do a program called the California High School Proficiency Exam, which is outdated. There are alternatives now. And at the age of 16, I went to college full time. Now, the drawback of that was I didn't have something called priority, which means that the classes I needed, I wouldn't necessarily get. And although I didn't have priority, that was true for most community college students, whether they placed below where they were supposed to be placing and they had to take remedial courses to get up to speed, or they didn't accept coursework that they did in high school, which put them behind when they started college already. Regardless, I saw that it was really difficult to get classes. And through applying to well over 15 community colleges and going to three myself, I was able to transfer in 3 years. And I stopped and thought to myself, wait, isn't community college supposed to be a 2-year transfer process? And the reality of the fact was I just couldn't get a class I needed. Now, there's certain tricks and tips I know now that I've talked to and worked with many community college professors, as well as talked to many community college students as well, and found different ways to get around not having priority and not having to apply to 15 colleges. But I saw that that system was rough. And, I thought maybe it was just because of me, because I was going to college without priority. I didn't fully graduate high school. I was able to successfully transfer to UCI, get accepted into UCLA in Santa Barbara, as well as be fully eligible for all the Cal States. However, that problem never really went away. Flash forward now 12 years from my transfer date. I've now been a successful high school teacher supporting students as they go to community college or 4 universities or even Ivy League universities. And I've realized this problem hasn't gone away. And community college isn't taking 2 years for people to transfer out of. Instead, it's becoming more like 4 years to transfer. And this was something that I became very adamant on because I was looking at the transfer rates versus the actual graduation rates of Cal States and community colleges, and there was something wrong. When you look at our Cal States, most of them are sitting around the 65 to 75% graduation rate. Our UCs, anywhere from 70 to 95% graduation rate. When we look at our community colleges, you see posted 7% transfer rate. But what does that mean? Well, if you dive deeper into it, that 7% transfer rate actually is only equating to around 2.5% transferring in 2 years, ... that complete at least 12 units. Now, this is the most robust study that I could find as of recent that's being noted, but only 2.5% of those who are able to complete 12 units are transferring in 2 years or less. And we expand it over to 4 years, it goes up to around 24%. And we expand it to 6 years, 40%. So it's not that people aren't transferring. Less than 10% of those who will actually transfer do it in 2 years or less. And most people just aren't successful in transferring. So this led to me just talking and working with community college students and meeting many of them in their 3rd, 4th year, taking so many excess units, and creating college plans for them for the last 7 years, essentially for free. They've just been my students, and I just wanted to help them in some way, shape, or form. And the more I help them, the more I realize that the system is broken, and essentially, it's really impossible to help plan effectively for a community college student that's coming in without a lot more time. And that's sort of where this service is coming about, because community college counselors are genuinely overwhelmed and they don't have enough time to really do everything that's needed. And not even going to get into it, as I think one of the articles came out, they referred to community college as chutes and ladders, where essentially that's what it is, where if you don't know exactly what you're going to go into, you're going to find yourself spending a lot more time in community college than necessary. If you don't know if you finally decide what you want to do and you didn't plan for multiple options, you're going to find yourself an additional 2 years plus in community college. If you didn't do a prerequisite for a specific college, you can find yourself at community college for an additional year. If you just didn't get all of your prerequisites correctly for the program you wanted to do, you're probably taking an extra 15 units out of nowhere that are not necessary. And that's really where Advantage is aiming to go in and solve that solution through offering personal plans and as a transfer helper, essentially, supporting you through that journey. Above and beyond that, this has been a full transition for myself as a career in a software. Like I aim to scale the solution and develop tools to help transfer students like yourself or loved ones that you're trying to help out effectively transfer in time. And for that reason, I would really say don't blame yourself if it's taking longer than you'd expected. And I would say it's normal, but I think there are some things we can do to get you out in 2 years or less. Um, and hopefully throughout this channel and the videos that I produce, you'll see that I have shared as much of that knowledge as possible with you. And then obviously, if you want that more personalized support, you can always go to our website, cctransferhelp.com, and receive additional resources there where you can book an appointment with myself or one of our transfer helpers to get you through the process effectively.